Hello and welcome to the first ever Northwest Maritime Academy podcast. I am joined by
Company Administrator, Captain Benjamin Garman.
And today we're going to talk about basically what is Northwest Maritime Academy, who is it for, what classes do you offer?
Okay, so as an introductory sort of podcast, Northwest Maritime Academy is for entry-level and continuing sailors, and this is at the more working deckhand side of it all. So you need a couple basic classes in order to maintain your merchant mariner credential, and we provide that training as well as safety training. So we provide first aid, CPR, AED, all that stuff, as well as fit test, respirator sort of things. So, yeah.
So who are these tests for? What is a fit test? I mean, I see you guys in there in the academy regularly. Yeah. You put a helmet on somebody. Looks like something out of Monsters, Inc. Who is a fit test for?
So a fit test is for any single worker in America that has to use a respirator. And you say, well, how do I know if I have to use a respirator? Well, your employer should have a form that is going to have what items are hazardous waste in your workplace. And if that hazardous waste in your workplace is a health threat, then they have to have the appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE. And if you have to wear it, then you have to get certified every single year, which a lot of people don't do, but that is regulated by OSHA and then WISHA as well, Washington State.
So who are these people? What are their professions? I've seen I think shipyard workers. Yeah. I've seen nurses. Is that right?
So
people in hospitals.
Yep, the medical people have to usually they wear the N95 particulate masks, and those are disposable masks. And so all the nurses, and doctors and medical staff need to wear that, as well as things that you don't really think about, right? Like people working at a lumber yard would have to wear that too because of the sawdust particulates, right? So you're going to have to wear that. Or like some of the guys we had coming in, what they were doing is they were, spraying insulation, and so they had to get a full respirator test done. So we test those guys out, and part of the testing that you're required is training too. So we train them how to use it, how to clean it, how to properly adjust it, self-test, and then hopefully keep them nice and safe.
Alrighty, and fit testing is only a portion of what you do. What are some of the other tests? I know you do CPR, you do able-bodied seaman. It's a really wide spectrum. So throw out a couple courses that you offer at Northwest Maritime Academy.
Well, we only got a couple courses right now. We're working to get more approved, but we do first aid, CPR, AED, and we're certified with the American Heart Association. And then as well BLS, which is basic life support, and that's advanced CPR, and that's where you use the lung to, help give breaths, because I don't know if you've ever tried to do the rescue breathing.
Thankfully, no.
Yeah, especially if you're a smoker or someone who has low lung capacity, you're going to be worn out in about 5 minutes of doing that. But with the lung, you can two-person it pretty well. So all the nurses are required to get the basic life-saving.
So nurses, babysitters, summer camp
lifeguards.
Counselors, lifeguards.
And, one of the plans now that I got, I have 3 instructors, myself included, certified to teach it. And we're getting the equipment later this month. One of my plans is by the end of the year, have 500 people trained in first aid and CPR in the Gig Harbor area. That's one of my personal goals, to try to, make the world a better place. I figure if one person does CPR out of all those 500 people and save a life, then, there we go. Did something good.
All righty. Well, there you have it. This kind of wraps up the first initial podcast for Northwest Maritime Academy. Ben is going to be a regular guest, I guess a co-anchor.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. We'll be here. We're going to try to post about every week or so, but we will keep you informed. Go ahead and follow us on Facebook at Northwest Maritime Academy, and visit our website, northwestmaritimeacademy.com. And we will look forward to seeing you in the future. If you have questions, feel free to comment below. If you have a topic that you want to talk about, if you're confused about something like what is an able-bodied seaman course, what kind of jobs can lead to it if I get certified, that kind of stuff, let us know. We want to hear from you, and we want to start a conversation. So thank you for listening to this first podcast, and we will see you in the next one.